back to the Rapid Defense Weekly podcast. Today I would like to talk to you about kicking. Now, kicking, if you look at martial arts, it's usually the one thing martial artists and martial arts are famous for. If you watch any of the martial arts movies or TV series, so much martial arts in them, and usually it means kicking somebody in the head. Now, I think basically what we have to understand is that there are three distinct kinds of martial arts. I would categorize them into martial sport, like for instance Olympic judo, Olympic taekwondo, wrestling or boxing, which are sports for medals and so on and so forth. Then you have the martial arts, which aren't necessarily for competition or competitive events, and that is something I would classify as the killing arts. They really have absolutely no purpose except for taking the other person out, which is then usually used for paramilitary organizations or the military in order to kind of inflict maximum damage with minimum effort. So that means there are three different distinctions, and if you look then at these different categories in the martial arts and the martial sports more than the martial arts. In martial sports you have a lot of these very high acrobatic kicks, a lot of spinning, jumping kicks. You find that less so in the martial arts, and usually a bit more conservative with their energy, particularly if they strive towards more self-defense context. In the killing arts you will not actually find any high kicks whatsoever. Kicks are usually used in the latter category to incapacitate your opponent, not necessarily to kick anybody in the head. Again, to quote the famous Bruce Lee, he said, I would as much kick you in the head that will punch you in the foot. So I mean, the kicking really should be looked at for what it is, the reality you want to face within your particular training. If you train for competition, fair enough, nobody says you cannot kick somebody hard and fast in the head. For the majority of people, it's something that's very hard to achieve. It requires a lot of training, a lot of maintenance to keep yourself supple, to keep yourself able to do this. So in the more of a self-defense arena, kicks should be kept below the waist, and that's also a Wing Chun maxim. You do not kick above the waist, you do not kick above the elbow, you kick low, and they usually are a secondary follow-up thing to incapacitate, to immobilize your opponent. Alright, so basically we're looking at three main kicks. I would really say that there are only three kicks and there's a couple of exotics. I mean, the basic kick is your front kick, there's your side kick, and there's your roundhouse kick. Now, I know what you're thinking, yeah, what about the taekwondo axe kick? Yes, I would call that an exotic. Not very practical, although if you can land it, good for you. There's the Wing Chun, the slam kick in Wing Chun here. Beautiful kick, not all that practical, and it's not something you would normally do. But then again, it's there. But again, I would class that also as an exotic. Now the basic, as I said, is the front kick, the side kick, and the roundhouse kick. Now for the front kick, now there are two ways basically how front kick can be executed. And if for instance look at some kicking arts like taekwondo or karate or kickboxing for instance, what usually happens is that you lift your knee, release, and bring the leg back. Now that's cool for exercise, for balance training, so on and so forth, not good for fighting. It is very different to how we kick in Wing Chun. Okay, you do not first of all want to telegraph you're about to kick, of course, then extend your leg and then bring it back in. For the whole time you're standing on one leg, you're very vulnerable. As opposed to the way we kick in Wing Chun, from our stance as reference, we throw the kick straight out, it's a close range kick, and it goes directly in. There's very little in the way of telegraphing. Secondly, what we do in Wing Chun, we kick and then we recover the distance. We don't basically kick and bring our leg back and then see what happens. No, once we actually hit or made an impact with the kick, we've managed to get in and at least cover the distance as we've executed the kick. So it's very important to understand there's a difference in how you do that. Plus as well, there's the whole point of if you front kick like that, the kinetic energy you send forward, you're basically going to drive yourself back. Whereas with a Wing Chun kick, you send the force through. So that's a huge difference in terms of the impact and your own stability. So that there's recovery, much better recovery in the Wing Chun kick. Right, so here we are. The front kick. Again, how not to do it. Okay, you're in here, you lift your knee, and as he sort of steams into you, you see, you can't get that kick off. Okay, he wasn't going very fast. But if I'm just going to come in here and he steams in, he might run into my knee, but again, can you see, he will get me with his fist. So, see again, you're telegraphing here. Much better actually, if he's steaming you, you can come up under and drive him back. You see, and I'm also stepping with it. Step is half a kick, kick is half a step. Okay, a lot more effective, it's a lot less easy to defeat. The second one is sort of a side kick. Similar sort of idea. All he has to do, if my timing is off, is to step into my kick. So as I come in, again, can you see? I don't even get it off down on one leg, and you can get away with it. He was not even being fanciful there. Alright? And again, the same applies to roundhouse kick. If I was to kind of come in, aim for his head, all he has to do is to step in. So in many ways you can already see that although kicking is a very popular thing to do, it is not always the safest option if in a fight. Particularly if you talk about a street fight, if you talk about a self-defense situation, kicks could actually put you into greater danger than help you in that context. You know, the basic, the most effective front kick we use in Wing Chun is the front kick straight up from your hip. If you have to do a roundhouse kick, if you put the full stance here, again, you know, you come in low, there's recovery, which is also done in Muay Thai, for instance, very effective, very painful. Take the thigh, you give it a dead leg, or take the knee out. For the side kick, in moderation, again, as you use it as a follow-up tool, sure, and keep it low. It could work nicely also as a stop kick. As you come forward towards me, you want to stop kick him, okay, and then from there, again, come in and do whatever you want. Okay, that's it for the Rapid Defense podcast for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you back next week. Thank you very much. God bless. Bye now.